What's up guys, it's Unders here for WarriorSoundBeats.com, and today I just want to help you guys out with mixing your vocals when you've leased a beat. So whether you've leased it from me or whoever you've gone and got it from. When you do like an MP3 lease, you'll just get a stereo beat file in 99% of the cases. So you'll just have a single file like this right here. Now, why that's good and it's great for recording demos over, it requires a little bit of like finesse and know-how to get a track mix to it. So we've got the vocal stems here that Trigger Rider did over this beat, and if we were to just play them as is, everything gets a bit lost, right?
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. Never even asked through, know that it's part of my suit. Can't start again, bring back the art again, claiming that they're on, but they sound softer than a cardigan.
So there's some key things we need to do to get everything balanced out, and there's a few little tricks and bits we can do to get a track balanced out a bit better. So first things first, I'm just going to move these choruses to the bottom. We're just going to get everything over to a channel. Now, it might not make too much sense to you. This is my default project. If I'm ever doing something like this, I just use the synth channels and things for vocals. It doesn't really make a difference what they're called. But once we've got everything in place, so we've just got this first like verse section and beat done in here. What we do, we'll stick the beat just in the kick drum, so it's way over there. And first things first, just want to get a nice stereo width, so we're just going to pan those ad-libs hard left and hard right in this case.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. Never even asked through, know that it's part of mastered it.
So you can see I got the main vocal there on 13, and I got the ad-libs either side. I'm just going to hard pan them.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. Never even asked through, know that it's part of mastered it.
Hear how that's made a massive difference already? That's because those vocals have now got their own space left and right. Now, even though they're not stacking up on each other in the middle, loads of this beat is in the middle, so we can use the sides here to get a bit of accent to it. So already we've made a difference. Now, we're going to be slamming the channel. The beat provided here isn't one by me, and unfortunately it's been mastered and it's pretty damn loud. So we're just going to dial the beat back. About 6 dB is a really good starting place because it's going to give us 6 dB of headroom. It means we can bring the vocals and everything in, and any added frequencies, it just gives us some room to work with. So now let's check out where we are.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. Never even asked through, know that this bastard mastered it.
Also, our vocals are way too loud now, and that's fine. What we're going to do is take all 3 channels. So if we hold Shift and Command in FL Studio, we can grab all 3 like that, and we can drop them down, and we can control them all together. Ad-libs are a bit loud, but I'm just going to quickly balance everything in.
Don't know the half of it. Never even asked through, know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, try and test my stars. I guarantee you get your asses kicked. That hard, get hard in it. Seen a lot of strain and stress.
Now probably somewhere around there, and if we just take off of the main vocal, I'm going to dip those ad-libs back a little bit behind it. Probably somewhere around here. Just have a listen.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. Never even asked through, know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, try and test my stars. I guarantee you get your asses kicked. That hard, get hard in it.
Cool. So far, just balancing it out, we've started to improve that a little bit. Now, there's definitely some conflicts between the main vocal and the beat. The beat sounds really good, but there's not much space for a vocal. There's a couple of things that we can do to get a little bit of space in there. Obviously, we can use EQ, and we can throw an EQ on the beat channel here. And we'll just use the EQ that comes stock with FL. We use the Parametric EQ too, so we can see visually what's going on. Make it a bit bigger for you guys up. And what we want to do here is we're going to make a little dip and move it around, and we want to hear where the vocal becomes a little bit louder.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. Never even asked through, know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, try and test my stars. I guarantee you get.
So it's probably around there. It doesn't need to be a dip that wide necessarily either, so we'd maybe narrow that out a little bit. So that must be the body of where his vocals are really sitting. Now I've put everything on the synth channel, so this inst channel over here will become my vocals channel. what I'll do is I'll just put an EQ on there, and we can see if just by ear there, we were able to hear roughly where the body of the vocals are going to be.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. Never even asked through, know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, try and test my stars, I guarantee you get your asses kicked. That hard, get hard in it.
There you go. So on this right hand channel, I dipped right around where that 5 is, a little between sort of that 5 and 4, and just look how much of the vocal appears in that area.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. Never even asked through, know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got
All those main words, the accented words, appear right in that space. That's really good. So all we've done is a tiny dip on the beat, and do you know what? If we solo the beat, it's by no means going to be negative sounding. That tiny little dips just helped us bring the vocal out a little bit more. Now, another thing we could look at doing here is also compressing the vocal. So we're going to call this inst channel the vocal channel. And let's have a little look at compression on it first, because at the minute it all feels a little bit loose, like nothing is particularly tied together. So let me just solo this out. Listen to what I mean. So like the ad-libs and the main vocal, they feel separate.
yeah, I'm coming hard with it, they don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it.
Now what we can do here is use compression as kind of glue to bring everything together, because it will have the same process occurring to all bits of the vocal. Your ear kind of picks up and goes, ah, it's all one big cohesive thing. We'll see if we can pull that trick off here, and we'll just use the stock compressor, which is definitely not my favorite out there, but it means all of you guys have access to it. So it's quite a slow tune, so we can probably get away with quite slow pumpy type compression. So we're going to ignore the limiter. We don't really need to limit it at all. We're going to get into the compressor. We are going to have a ratio somewhere probably around 3:1. It's probably good. We might need to go a little bit harder looking at the vocal, and we're just going to dial the threshold down. And then I've just softened the knee off a little bit there. I prefer soft knee compression rather than like regular. Yeah, I just like to have a nice soft knee compression when on vocals. It's completely to taste, like do whatever you prefer, but it's just the way I work here, and it works for me. So we're just going to play the vocal and dial some threshold down.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, they don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, try to test my spars, I guarantee you get your asses kicked. Act hard, get pardon it, seen a lot of strain and stress, I need to say the rest, live.
Cool. We're going to push the ratio probably to about 4.5 looking at.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, they don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, try to test my spars, I guarantee you get your asses kicked. Act hard, get pardon it, seen a lot of strain and stress, I need to say the rest. Living life ain't easy, fam, and I ain't getting paid off skets. Gotta stay strong, keep my head straight like.
Cool. Now the curve is okay. I'm going to soften it off a little bit, move it up to around 3. If you don't know what the curves do, just click on the compressor here and press F1 and it will show you.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, they don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, try to test my spars, I guarantee you get your asses kicked.
Right, hopefully you can hear what I'm hearing, where everything's gelling together a bit more now. Let me play that first little chunk with the compressor off, and then we'll just enable it and see if you can hear how it brings it together. Then we'll put it back in the beat and I'll show you the difference that makes.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, they don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it. Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, they don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it.
See how it just brings it all together? It feels like it's this one big vocal with like some hype men behind it and building up those main points. So now when we stick that back in with the beat,
yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it. Plus I got.
We've lost a bit of level. In places, we're taking out huge chunks of like nearly 6 dB. I think we'll balance it by about by about plus 3.5 to 4 dB should get us back to a nice level.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. through, know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, try test my stars, I guarantee you get your asses kicked. That hard, get hard in it. Seen a lot of strain and stress, I need to say.
Actually, 3 dB is doing a really nice job there. So just have a quick listen here. We'll just loop that first couple of bars. We'll have it off and then we'll enable it, and hopefully you should hear how that vocal's gelling together.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. Never even asked through, know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. Never even asked through, know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, yeah.
Yeah, big difference there. Vocal's now really present and it's starting to sit with the beat, right? It's got that right sort of feel. You can really adjust and play around with your attack and releases and your curves, get it sounding how you want, but I'm just trying to do this quickly for you guys, or we'll have like a 3-hour-long video, which helps no one.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. Never even asked through, know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, yeah.
Cool, so next I'll be looking at the vocal and I'll be looking at the EQ a little bit here. So I've noticed there's a bit of low rumble in it, especially when we play it solo.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, they don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it.
Yeah, it's pretty minor, but you can see it appearing a little bit in here. So I would literally just make this last one here a nice high pass, and we'll just get that rolled out. Probably make it quite sharp, to be honest, just so we can take it away.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, they don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, yeah, I'm coming hard with it.
We definitely don't need that in there. We're definitely not losing anything either. Always really important when you're doing a high pass like that, just to make sure you're not too harsh with it. So someone might roll it like right up here, going like, oh, we've got the kick drum and that down there, we want to make sure all that cuts through. But you're going to lose like the body and weight of his vocal.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, they don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, yeah, I'm coming hard with it. They don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it.
Yeah, more often than not, that's how people end up with that tinny vocal sound. So we should be even a little bit closer.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it, don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, yeah, I'm coming.
Sick things. Now, it's a pretty dry sounding vocal. Let's look at doing a bit of reverb. So what we'll select all 3 channels again. So remember, we do Shift and Command and we can highlight multiple channels, and we'll just send them to FX here. Oh, look at that, it doesn't do those in a group. Isn't that a bummer? All right, that last effects channel here is going to be our verb. Now we're in here, we'll drop a reverb in. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what reverb you use. I will use the stock one if it doesn't look like I've got it set up. I won't use the stock one because I haven't even got it linked in there. But honestly, put any reverb in there, find like a short hall sound, something like that. So if I was to use a preset in here, for example, I'd go halls, something like medium bright hall might be all right. That's quite long. I'll bring that down so it's sort of 1.5 seconds. And now we're just gonna balance that vocal into the reverb. At the minute, it's gonna be crazy loud.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it. They don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's master.
I think somewhere around there is gonna be nice. I tend to put the ad-libs quite a bit less, so it'd probably be more like this.
Coming hard with it, the half of it. Ask for it, know that this bastard mastered it. Bars to spit, coming hard with it. Know the half of it, they never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it.
And on the reverb, when I put vocals in like that, I will tend to take the low end out as well, just like we did on the vocal. Just because anything that's still in there will still be generating low end, but only need to take out the real extremes. So like maybe from 50 hertz downwards. That will probably do us.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it. They don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it.
So let's hear where we're at now. Now we put a bit of reverb on. Might be too much, but we can dial it back.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it. Don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit. Yeah, I'm coming hard with it. Don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it, know that this bastard's mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit.
So no reverb, and they'll bring the reverb in. You can hear the difference there and how it's giving the vocal its own space and leaving the beat alone, but they all work together beautifully.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it. Don't know the half of it. They never even even asked through, know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit, tried, yeah, I'm coming hard with it. They don't know the half of it. They never even asked through, know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit.
Cool. Now there's a couple more things that we could look at doing. If we were to head back to the vocal with an EQ, the real top end of the vocal is a little bit masked, and that's probably just lost to inertia during the recording. So we'd maybe just find a nice area in the vocal, perhaps give it a little bit of a corrective boost.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it. They don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it. Know that this bastard's mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit. Tried. Yeah, I'm coming hard with it. They don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it. Know that this bastard's mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit. Tried.
That's quite nice. So what is it? Up around 4.5k? Yeah, up around 4.5k. Just a couple of dB boosts, just bringing a bit more out. Let's have a quick listen back and forth.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it. They don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it. Know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit. Tried. Yeah, I'm coming hard.
Sweet, so now you're catching the detail in the vocal as well. I hope you can hear the difference there. I'll play it through without the EQ and then with the EQ again.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it. They don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it. Know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit. Tried. Yeah, I'm coming hard with it. They don't know the half of it. They never even asked for it. Know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit. Tried. Yeah.
Boom. So we're getting there now. That's absolutely sounding much better than it was before. I mean, let's just do a quick A and B. Let's take you off. This is where we were before.
Yeah, I'm coming hard with it. Don't know the half of it. Never even asked for it. Know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit. Tried. Yeah, I'm coming hard with it. Don't know the half of it. Never even asked for it. Know that this bastard mastered it. Plus I got bars to spit. Tried. Yeah, I'm coming hard with it.
So notice that everything I did was pretty subtle, pretty small moves, just getting everything to a better balance and taking areas away that maybe conflict with one another. So remember on the beat, we just took that little dip out just to get the main body of the vocal in there. Worked really nicely, and just that small move helps everything else come through. Then EQ on the actual vocal itself, and notice I've just used the vocal channel here. I've not even dived into the individual vocal tracks yet. Just given it a little boost, cut the back away. We've compressed the vocal all together, so I've compressed the ad-libs and the verses together, and we've sent it to a reverb, and that's made a world of difference. And it's just a way that you can start getting your vocals working much better on a pre-made beat when you don't have the stems and you can't balance it all out. I hope that was helpful for you guys. Got any questions, or you want to see more content like this, helping you guys out getting your track laid over beats, give me a shout in the comments below and I'll see what I can do, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching.